Hey people, Bryce here from Bryce and NZ. I've got some fairly grim stats for you today. Day 3, I've now been informed that along with the rest of the Auckland and Coromandel regions, the rest of New Zealand is going to follow through for the rest of the 7 days at least of level 4. So day 3 of 7. Right now. We'll hear more on Tuesday about that. But on the news at 12, there was more cases confirmed outside of the announcement schedule. Obviously, they were quite high profile and actually needed to be getting out there. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done that. One man in his 20s presented at a Waitakere hospital, I believe it was, for something unrelated. And a New Zealand Postal Centre worker, the data modeler they had on the news suggests that New Zealand will be at level 4 for another week. That is not quite true. And in Wellington, queues are forming at a rapid pace outside testing stations. And they did have concerns the Delta variant might be in Wellington. The latest figures I can find no matter what source I look at online. In this case, covid19.gov.nz, the official New Zealand source for all things numbers related to it. 8 cases in Auckland, 3 in Wellington, and the 3 in Wellington are tied back to the original case in Auckland, counting up to 31 cases in total. On the vaccines, 1.6 billion, that's billion with a B for Bravo, has had their first dose. Just under 1 million. Hang on. I'm going to do something weird because I need to double check something. Sorry, that is 1 million with an M for Mike. 1 million. 1.6 million. I thought I had it wrong. Has their first dose. Because just over 950,000 have had their second dose. That being said, remember, follow all the guidelines set out by, in New Zealand it's the Ministry of Health, but in your place it might be the WHO, the CDC, or any local health authorities. They know what they're doing. And I say that with a great deal of certainty. Yeah. There's a few places of interest that actually have multiple mentions in the list. This will be added to over the coming days, maybe the coming hours. We are looking to add some Wellington ones to the list because, well, damn it, the cases travelled down to Wellington before lockdown from Auckland, and they were likely in the infectious period, so. But for Auckland, if you've been anywhere around bus number 25B from City Centre to Blockhouse Bay or Blockhouse Bay to City Centre, yeah, time to follow some advice. Northcote College, Avondale College, Linfield College, and Auckland University of Technology all have had some cases detected. I hear Northcote College has got a testing station set up. The others will be looked into. The Church of Christ in Auckland Central and Mount Roskill. The Glenfield Mall, basically anywhere inside the malls I mention. The Still Shop in Glen Eden and Onehunga. Bar 101 in Elliott Street, Central Auckland. Albany Westfield Mall, again, anywhere in there. West City Henderson, or Waitakere as it's also known. Anywhere inside the West City Mall, out Waitakere or Henderson. Unistrut in Mount Wellington has multiple mentions as well. Those are the places at the moment. And trust me, it's a right struggle to get through the list because they're all over the place. They're not exactly logged efficiently by date or anything. It's crazy, and I can't change how I view it. Tara's in Coromandel, Tara's Beads, Umu Caf, Star and Garter Hotel are your three main places to look, and not to mention there was a rail tour taken. Then we come to the 3 PM update, which I've just listened to, watched, whatever. New Zealand is to stay in level 4 until 11:59 PM Tuesday. This will be reassessed on Tuesday, and we'll find out whether we stay in it for an extended period or whether we head back into one of the lower levels. There has been today 19 confirmed linked cases with the original case, and 12 are under investigation. The New Zealand crew member has been linked to 3 other cases and is not linked to case A. People who have been in the locations of interest in Auckland have actually dispersed throughout the country, and rightly so, because not everyone in New Zealand lives in Auckland. So we have very little idea how wide the spread is, but how. Just over 2,000 contacts have been identified so far in the case, and around 1,000 of those probably in the Sky City Casino. The health advice for New Zealanders: if you were not at a location of interest and you are not sick, don't go get a test. Just stay at home in your bubble. If you were at a location of interest at the date and time listed on the Ministry of Health website, I'll link in the description, by the way, or you are sick and have cold or flu symptoms, then you may need to go get tested. And the call has been put out for people to book ahead. Call ahead and book, or go online and book ahead of going for the vaccine, as many doctors or general practitioners, clinics have a very confined space they're doing vaccines in, and that can turn super spreader really fast. So yeah, they don't want that. I've got a few one-liners from Jacinda to share, and I think they're actually worth it, but I'll get to that soon. There has been between a 6 and 10 times the CBAC testing. CBAC being Community-Based Assessment Centre testing across the country, compared with relative periods before. And let's just say, thank you, New Zealanders, for doing your thing, for doing what you've been asked to do. Wellington, as I said before, is expected to appear on the list of locations of interest list, and some other spots in between Auckland and Wellington, a la gas stations and cafes. As far as I'm aware, there's around half a dozen gas stations visited in between Auckland and Wellington, maybe a couple of cafes in there. Some of the people who travelled from Auckland lived in the South Island, and yeah, South Island, we're all in this together, guys. Jacinda has quipped, it is too soon to draw any conclusions as to how far or near the spread of the virus has gone. Which, hey, sounds about right to me, knowing what we know about this variant so far. Jacinda also turned around and said, we don't know the scale of this outbreak. Yeah. And, of course, we have been here before. The elimination strategy does work. People just need to stay at home, isolate themselves from other people, wear masks in essential services. You know, do all the things that you don't really want to do because you've been told to do them. All that good stuff. But, yeah. To wrap up, 11 new cases announced today, 8 in Auckland, 3 in Wellington. 3 in Wellington are tied back to the Auckland cases. Total of 31 cases in New Zealand. Well, in the community. I'm pretty sure that's in the community. 1.6 million people in New Zealand have their first dose of vaccine. Just under 950,000 have had the second dose. That is the stats in New Zealand, and yeah, I'll be doing some little graphics up here as I've been talking. But in the meantime, hey, stay safe out there. Be kind to each other in real life. Very important, that one. And online. And remember to follow all guidelines set out by the World Health Organization, CDC, local health authorities, etc., etc., etc. I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.